So we failed to reach the X Wave target, sitting between 62.84 cents to 65.02 cents. This X Wave target typically retraces anywhere between 50 to 18.2% of the W wave. And you can also see that we failed to tap into the wave Y target, sitting between 62.81 cents to 63.33 cents. And I was looking out for a WXY structure with the Y wave tapping into that region. But as you can see, we ended up having a double top scenario that played out, where we essentially got rejected at the 50 EMA level, which then led to this move to the downside, where we also broke this local low at 59.98 cents. And that then further confirmed that we were on a bearish trend. Now, what's interesting about this move to the downside is I was looking out for the bulls to regain momentum and take control of the market, given the fact that we were within the oversold conditions for an extended period of time. And I was then looking out for the bulls to regain control of the market, but you can see that we ended up getting rejected at the 50 EMA level. And the same can be said over here, where we were oversold. And again, I was looking out for the bulls to regain control of the market, but as you can see, we ended up getting rejected at the 50 EMA level. And so what that tells me is, as things stand at the moment, the bulls don't have the buying power, and essentially that's kind of bearish as things stand at the moment. And that's not surprising given what's going on with regards to Israel and Iran. And also we had the Fed announcement yesterday, and the Fed essentially announced that there was going to be a continuation on the rates being paused. And that's not exactly a bullish thing. And so it's possible that we continue to see low lows. And despite us actually not tapping into this region, we still met the minimum requirement, which is a 23.6% retracement of the W wave. So if I draw in the fib tool, what you can see is the 23.6% retracement level, so it's at 61.29 cents. And we ended up extending beyond that level, and we got rejected at the 38.2% retracement level, and that then led to this move to the downside. And so it looks like the X wave could have topped off at 62.21 cents, and we are now within a Y wave, where that Y wave would typically retrace anywhere between 1 to 1.226 of this W wave. So if I bring in the fib tool and bring that to over here, so what we could see is ADA reach anywhere between 55.54 cents to 56.75 cents, so anywhere within this region here. Now we have seen this scenario play out a couple of times, and so if I just zoom out slightly, so here you can see that on the 3rd of June, I was looking out for ADA to tap into this range here, but we failed to do so, and instead we ended up getting rejected at the 200 EMA, and that then led to this move to the downside, where we then ended up reaching this level at, I believe, 61.86 cents. But then we tapped into this region a few days later, and so a similar scenario could play out, where we then tap into this range in the days to come. And it will be interesting to see if we can actually hold this position and then we see a continuation to the upside. And that would then be the bullish scenario. But of course, the bearish scenario will be that we continue to see a further move to the downside, where we then actually potentially tap into this range that I've talked about previously, sitting between 35 to 44 cents. Now, as far as the stochastic RSI goes, you can see that we were within the oversold conditions. And so, again, it will be interesting to see if the bulls can actually regain control of the market. And so, ideally, the next key target will be the 50 EMA level. And should that be the case, then ideally, I'd like to see the bulls actually continue to drive the price of ADA up towards that 200 EMA, where we find support at the 50 EMA. And that could be actually a bearish signal. But of course, given the fact that we have been rejected at the 50 EMA a few times, it's possible that we are on a downtrend given what's going on globally, and we could continue to see low lows. Now, for as long as we continue to hold this position, sitting between 54 to 60, I believe 64 or 66 cents, then this still aligns with this corrective move that I've been keeping an eye on, where this corrective move is a 50 to 88.2% retracement of this wave structure here. And so even if we were to go deeper than the initial targets, sitting between 57 to 60 cents, this still, again, aligns with the a broader view of what's taking place, and we could still see a continuation to the upside, where we then break the strong high that's been signaled at 86.43 cents. But of course, that's something that's going to happen in a midterm or in a long term, as opposed to in a short term. And so, yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.